Warthunder's most notorious rat got nerfed to oblivion, but that won't stop me from annoying every other player at every opportunity I get. The R3 platform was mainly made for the export market as a reconnaissance vehicle. While some countries showed interest, the worldwide market was already saturated with better recon vehicles like the BTR-80. Today's review will be about the first ever rat tank in Warthunder, the very famous R3 t20. It's also one of the most enjoyable vehicles I have ever played in Warthunder. Like usual, I'll be giving a brief history lesson and then we'll continue with our usually scheduled tomfoolery. The R3 was first ever introduced as a prototype in 1982 by Otto Melara as a recon vehicle. Based on the previous variant, the R2.5 Gorgona, or as I like to call it, the Mr. Goofy Italian police car. They only ever made 7 prototypes and fitted each one with a different armament like a 12.7 machine gun or a coilless cannon or even Tau ATGM variants, all to show the multi-role capability of this vehicle. It has an Italian supercharged water-cooled engine, which obviously means it's really fucking fast. That and also the fact that it was made entirely out of welded aluminum, it allowed it to reach top speeds of nearly 120 km per hour. And it also had amphibious capabilities. In Warthunder we only have 2 variants, which are the R3 t20 equipped with a 20mm Oerlikon CAD cannon for light tanks and anti-aircraft missions, and the R3 t106 equipped with a pair of 106mm cannons made for a more anti-tank role. I will only talk about the original rat tank in this video, which is the R3 t20. As we just mentioned, it was mounted with a 20mm cannon on top of this armored car. Allegedly, it has a 2-plane stabilizer that only works in speeds lower than 20 km per hour, and you will rarely ever be going 20 km an hour because of this thing's insane top speed. It also has an insane rate of fire, roughly 1,000 rounds per minute, although due to the tiny size of the rounds this thing fires, it isn't that effective against heavily armored vehicles. But it makes short work of lightly armored tanks and it absolutely dunks on airplanes because of its amazing muzzle velocity, allowing it to act as a fucking laser. The R3 t20 fires only 2 kinds of belts, the M601 belt and the M594. The M601 belt consists mostly of high-velocity armor-piercing rounds designed specifically to have a better penetrating capability, although it doesn't really make much of a difference since it can only penetrate 57mm of armor at point-blank range, making it mostly useless against anything that has more armor than a coughing baby. But it can still be very useful in disabling heavy armor targets for your friends to destroy. But come on, who am I fooling? Everybody in this game wants to get a kill, not just an assist. Lucky for you, this thing can get kills easily against aircraft thanks to its other belt, the M594, which consists mostly of high explosive incendiary rounds that explode upon impact. Paired with the already insane rate of fire of the cannon, taking down aircraft with the T20 couldn't be easier. Now moving on to its armor. Like usual, we're supposed to keep in mind this vehicle's intended role. For the R3 t20, it's supposed to be an SPAA to shoot down planes and isn't supposed to be played as anything else. Yeah, I know you're still gonna use it like a rat tank. I'm gonna rate this vehicle with my usual 5 categories, which are speed, maneuverability, survivability, firepower, and versatility. The R3 t20 has a power-to-weight ratio of 29 horsepower per ton, which allows it to reach top speeds of 120 km per hour as we previously mentioned. Due to that, it can zoom around the battlefield and fulfill its rat missions like intended. And its extremely quick accelerating reverse speed, you can easily change positions quickly if you're under fire. So I'll give it a 9 out of 10 for speed. This thing is quite maneuverable due to its lightning quick acceleration, but its having wheels instead of tracks comes with some pros and cons. The pros of having wheels is its ability to accelerate quickly and have a higher top speed than tracked vehicles. The cons of said wheels is that it loses much of its traction on hills and dirt roads, making it considerably slower than most other tracked vehicles in these specific situations. So I'll just give it a 7 out of 10. Moving on to survivability. There's not much to talk about here. But it does have an unmanned turret, so I'll give it some points for that. 3 out of 10. As we said earlier, this thing only has one 20mm cannon and can't really fight any heavily armored vehicles, but absolutely disintegrates any light vehicles or planes it finds at this BR range. In addition, its turret's elevation angles are okay for an SPAA, and the turret reverse speed is kind of slow and lacking for what it is. Due to its exceptional performance against aircraft, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. After everything I previously mentioned, the R3 isn't exactly the most versatile vehicle out there, as it doesn't perform well against anything with armor, but it can be an insane game changer if you rush to all the capture points and take them before the enemy notices. And that could change the whole tide of the battle, so I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10, which gives it a respectable final score of 34 out of 50.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the...
Follow these 3 simple steps to be the rattiest player of all time and make the whole community unite in their hate for you. Step number 1. Immediately start off the game by spawning in your favorite red tank and go to the closest capture point to your spawn. After you've fully captured it, we move on to step number 2. Sneakily and swiftly move to a corner of the map or hide behind enemy lines and wait for the enemy tanks to pass by. Step number 3. This is the easiest and most fun step. Annoying the living shit out of the enemy tanks, disable their tracks, take out their barrels, hit them pointlessly for fun, and then immediately run away and hide in your other rat cave like the rat you are. Rinse and repeat the third step until you either get called a racial slur or the game ends. A very fun tank indeed, but the biggest problem I found with this thing is that the fact that it's in the Italian tech tree. If you don't know what that means, good. You don't wanna know. The video is now over, but if you would like me to review another vehicle, please let me know in the comments. But before I end the video, I just want to say a big thank you to all the support I got from my previous video. It really means a lot to me, and I plan to continue making quality Warthunder videos for your entertainment.